Hello, welcome to the seventh part of my lecture series on profitability, alternative investments, and replacements. This session is devoted to discussion on alternative investments, where we will learn how to take a decision about investing money if multiple alternatives are available. We are going to discuss three cases. First is when investment is not compulsory but money is available for making the investment, and there are multiple options available. The second case is when investment is compulsory and there are multiple options available. And the third case is when there is possibility of gaining something by making small incremental investments. So in all the three cases, we will learn how to take a decision on making the capital investment. Let us start our discussion with case 1, when investment is not compulsory but there are multiple options where money can be invested to get good returns. Okay? So we will understand this by taking an example of a chemical process which is producing a chemical product. Now there is a possibility that for producing the same chemical product, multiple routes may be available. Different routes may be available to produce the same chemical product. Even though each of the route is producing the same chemical product, the capital investment required for each route will be different. So under these circumstances, the task is to choose the best route. Naturally, one would go with the route that has the least cost, or the one which is going to give maximum rate of return. So whenever you have this situation, the decision is taken on the basis of rate of return that could be obtained by making additional investment with a second route. If you, for example, if you have two routes for producing a chemical product, route 2 is costlier than route 1. So whether to go with route 1 or route 2, the decision will be based on rate of return that will be obtained by making additional investment with route 2. If the rate of return with additional investments for route 2 are satisfactory, are acceptable, then you can go with route 2, or else you have to go with route 1. Okay? To understand this in a better way, we will consider one example. Example is of a chemical company which has a desire of starting a new production unit. It has a desire to start a new production unit because it has money available with it to invest. So the company has to make a choice whether to invest the money in starting a new production unit, or whether to invest the money in a safer investment option which would give good returns. Okay? So if it is decided to start a new production unit, there are two options available with the company. The first production unit, it will require an initial investment of rupees 10 lakhs and it will yield an annual profit of rupees 2,50,000. Whereas the second production unit, it will require an initial investment of rupees 15 lakh and it will yield an annual profit of rupees 3 lakhs. ठीक है. If the third safe option that is available with the company is giving a rate of return of at least 14%. It is giving a rate of return of 14%. So if the company has to invest the money in starting a new production unit, the rate of return should be at least 14%. Okay? So in this case, let us first check whether the two options are giving at least 14% rate of return. For that purpose, we will have to calculate rate of return for both the options. The rate of return for first option, it will be it will be calculated as the annual profit divided by total initial capital investment into 100. So it is 2,50,000 divided by 10 lakh into 100, that gives 25%. So since this is giving returns greater than the expected minimum expected 14%, so there is a possibility of making investment in this option. For the second option, the rate of return will be calculated as 3 lakhs, the annual profit, divided by 15 lakh, the initial investment, into 100. That will give the rate of return of 20%. Again, it is greater than 14%. So a decision of investing money in the second option is also a possibility. Now, if you compare option number 1 and option number 2, you will naturally say that option number 1 is better because it is giving 25% of return. But we will have to analyze it further so as to take the final decision. Because if we go with option 2, the first thing is you need additional investment, even though you are getting additional profits. So you have to check whether the additional profits are sufficient enough to give acceptable rate of return, or rate of return of at least 14%. Okay? So let us check. Both the options, they are giving rate of return greater than 14%. So both of them have the potential. Then let us analyze on the basis of rate of return that would be obtained by making additional investment if we go with option number 2. Okay? So if you compare the first option with the second option, the additional investment that is required is 5 lakhs, because we need 15 lakhs for second option and 10 lakhs for the first option. So when you choose second option, we need additional 5 lakhs rupees. And if we choose the second option, we are going to get an additional profit of rupees 50,000. We are going to get annual profit of 3 lakhs with the second option and 2,50,000 with this first option. So the additional profit that would be obtained with second option is rupees 50,000. Okay? So let us find out the rate of return that is obtained on the additional investment of rupees 5 lakhs. So it will be 50,000, the additional profit divided by 5 lakh, the additional investment into 100, that would be 10%. And you'll come to know that this is less than the acceptable rate of return. So if we go with the second option, the additional investment will give a rate of return of 10%, which is less than the required 14%. So in this case, the company would adopt the strategy. If the company has rupees 15 lakhs to invest, for example, so what will it do? It will invest 10 lakhs out of those 15 lakhs in option number 1, and remaining 5 lakhs it will invest in the third option, which is going to give a return of 14%. Okay? So by understanding the example, a general rule can be stated which can be used for taking a decision when you have this kind of situation. The rule says that the minimum investment which would give desired results, an acceptable rate of return, should always be accepted unless there is a specific reason for choosing another option which requires additional investment. So the rule says that if you have multiple options available and you have money to invest, then always go with the option that requires minimum investment, but it is giving acceptable rate of return, unless there is a specific reason to go with other option which requires additional investment. Okay, so as I said, here it is not necessary it is not compulsory to make an investment, but with an objective of getting good returns, a decision of investment could be made. The second case is where the investment has to be done, the investment is compulsory and there are multiple options available. So for example, whenever evaporation is to be used in a chemical process, then you have to invest in purchasing a evaporator. Now you could use a single effect evaporator, or you could use a multiple effect evaporator. If you use multiple effect evaporator, then the operating cost will be less as compared to that with the single effect evaporator. So if you make a decision on using a multiple effect evaporator, then you have to take a decision on the number of effects that have to be used in order to get the desired rate of return. Okay, as the number of effects in the evaporator increase, the initial investment will increase and the operating cost will decrease, but there will be a certain optimum number of effect which will give the desired or acceptable rate of return. So the best number of effects have to be determined by comparing increased saving with each additional effect, and each additional effect will require an additional investment. Okay? So whenever you have this situation where investment is necessary and multiple options are available, so how you can make a decision in such cases? The alternative requiring higher initial capital investment is compared with an alternative requiring less initial investment but which has been found to be acceptable. So for example, if you compare between single effect evaporator and a double effect evaporator, the single effect evaporator is giving desired result, but since we have an objective of reducing the operating cost, we are thinking of using a double effect evaporator. So we are comparing a double effect evaporator with a single effect evaporator, which is acceptable, and if the result of this comparison is satisfactory, then you can go with the double effect evaporator. So the decision can be made in this way. The alternative requiring higher initial capital investment is always compared with an alternative requiring less initial investment but which has been found to be acceptable. Okay. Then the third case that may arise is there may be a possibility of adding small investment increments so as to achieve better results, or so as to get better results. So for example, in design of heat exchanger, if we increase the heat transfer area, the heat losses will be reduced, and that will in turn result in reduction in the energy cost. So the point is, if heat transfer area is increased, heat losses will decrease, but this results in increased energy savings. However, heat transfer area can only be increased at increased investment. So in order to have increased heat transfer area, we need to make additional investment. And what is the advantage of making additional investment? We will have increased energy savings. Okay. Then in case of design of multiple effect evaporator, the choice is the number of effect to be used in this particular case. So each additional effect is going to increase the steam economy, but each additional effect will need additional investment. So based on whether the additional investment is going to give acceptable rate of return, the decision has to be made. So the point is, each additional effect will increase the steam economy. However, each additional effect will need additional investment. Okay? So in this way, you have to take a decision on the investment. If there is a possibility of small increments in the investment with an objective of getting additional advantages. Okay? So with this, we end our discussion on how to make a decision when you have multiple options, multiple alternatives for investing the money. We have discussed the 3 cases. In our next part, we will discuss 1 or 2 numericals which will help you to understand the concept thoroughly. Thank you.